What's up, guys? Swordsman here. We got some more Battlefield 4 footage for you guys. This is from the beta. It was about a week ago on some domination with Stone-Faced Lock. I had a pretty good game for this one. I thought it was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun running around with my beloved 870 shotgun, using the duckbill. I like the duckbill. Jay Kaiser doesn't like the duckbill. We're basically the only people in DCRU that enjoys using shotguns. We're not completely certain just yet why I like it and why he doesn't. Maybe it has an effect based on how we move, how we play. We're not totally sure, but we'll figure it out at some point. The reason I elected to upload this particular game is not necessarily how well I did. I mean, I thought I had a pretty good game. It was okay. But I wanted a record of how well Stone did on this particular game because he went pretty damn apeshit with how well he did, and he wasn't recording, and I just wanted a record of it somewhere. This was taken just after we saw a tip on, I think it was Simtic, on how to improve your Battlefield 4 performance. I relayed it to Stone. We decided to hop in here to test it out, and all of a sudden, the dude went bananas now that he wasn't having the CPU lock up and the little stutters and lags and whatnot. It was pretty damn cool to see. Now, with that out of the way, I want to say that the latest episode of the Game in Progress podcast is now uploaded. It is on Podbean. It is ready to go. We recorded it last Friday. We had a lot of fun with it. And this particular episode is dedicated entirely to playing Battlefield 4. We're talking about our thoughts on it. We've been playing it pretty heavily for the last 2 weeks. We've got a lot of things to say, some good, some bad, some comparisons to our beloved Bad Company 2. A lot of people compare it to Battlefield 3 and what they like differently or whatnot from that game, but we will always be comparing FPS games to Bad Company 2 because that's just the one that we have loved the most. It's how we all met. It's how we all came together to form our friendship, so to speak. And that's just how we roll. We had a very lengthy 90-minute talk about almost nothing but Battlefield 4. It was pretty fun conversation. We did ramble a little bit, as we are known to do. We got slightly off topic here and there. We may have mentioned wrestling for a couple minutes as we talked about that. If you are at all curious to know what our in-depth, very detailed opinions are of Battlefield 4 and our experiences in the beta, you should go and give it a listen. The link will be in the description. I've tweeted it out. I've retweeted it. I have no idea why my shotgun shells did not seem to register on that guy whatsoever, but it doesn't really matter. Now, the podcast is up. We did miss last week. There's mostly some scheduling issues with stuff going on. We just couldn't seem to find time during the weekend to get it done. But, I mean, it happens. We're not exactly some sort of major professional-looking podcast here. Shit gets in the way from time to time, I hope those were very good tacos. That's all I'm going to say. I hope they were damn good tacos. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Battlefield 4 from my own perspective, even though I went into much greater detail in depth for my opinions on the podcast, but there are some things I want to talk about here with you guys. I have had an absolute blast over the last 2 weeks playing this game. I have enjoyed it. I thought I would hate this map. I thought I would be wishing for Paracel Storm the entire time. The map has grown on me the more I learned to understand it, the more I learned how to play it. It's a very cool map. I like it in domination. I think I like it even more when it's not 32 players. I enjoyed it on Conquest Large, and I typically do not enjoy Conquest Large based on the Battlefield 4 experience. I had a lot of fun there. DCRU was routinely able to help swing matches into our favor. We had a very good time. We did well. Even on games we didn't do super well, we still had a pretty good time overall. A couple of those patches really did shore up the performance issues that some of the DCRU members were having. I always had pretty decent performance. I don't know why or how, but it was never that laggy CPU choking mess for me. Mine has been doing quite well. I thought, I don't know, I thought for sure I would hate the map. I guess I went into the beta thinking I was cautiously optimistic based on all the changes, but still, I mean, my dislike for Battlefield 3 is not a secret with you guys. You guys know that fairly well. But I find myself loving this game. This game feels so much better. I think the best way for me to describe it in my experience is that this is the game that Battlefield 3 should have been. It was as though Battlefield 3 was a 2-year-long testing process for Battlefield 4. And if it leads towards them creating a game that is as much fun as I had during the beta, then so be it. It will have been a very expensive beta process that I bought my way into, but I had a blast. I think the math is in 2 years of playing Battlefield 3, I clocked 92 hours playing it off and on throughout 2 years. And in this 2-week beta, I think I have now 35 hours playing. So, I mean, the numbers alone speak. I mean, I played the shit out of this beta. I had a very good time. I even found a bug that seems to be specific to me. I submitted my bug report, my post about that, and the actual bug report thing. So, you know, it was a beta. It wasn't just a demo. 3 patches for a 2-week beta is fairly impressive as far as I'm concerned. I feel a couple of those patches they were obligated to put out because they were getting a lot of bad press from that. I mean, when you had so many people with such bad performance, it's only natural for them to begin to question whether or not they should maintain their pre-order, or whether or not they should change their mind about buying it when it releases. If you have an expensive computer and you've got really a sizable investment and you can't play this game adequately to enjoy, then you're definitely going to question whether or not you should pay money for it, not just blindly hope that it's better in a few weeks from now. So the patches were borderline necessary for a lot of sales to continue, I think. But the fact that they did it, they put out 3, they were fairly open with their communication of when they were going to be and what they were working on for each one. I thought that was very impressive. Hats off to DICE. I think they really brought their A game for this experience, and I hope that Battlefield 4 will just be the better for all the work that they did during the beta. Overall impressions on the weapons. I played a lot of shotgun gameplay. I shotgunned the hell out of this game. I like the 870. The semi-auto one isn't too bad either, though it's typically, I don't know. I think it's probably better than the 870, but we'll see. There are 11 shotguns in the game, not counting the USAS map pickup. One of the guns will hopefully be better than the 870. And I'm also curious about getting the other chokes and the different grips to make the shotgun even more viable. So we'll see. I had a lot of fun with that. I played a lot of recon class. I liked the motion balls. I liked some C4, but I didn't use a ton of C4. That was more Jay's thing. A little bit of C4 usage. Also played some engineer with the shotgun class and the carbines whenever I swapped to Conquest Large to play with Jay and Athale and Stone and whatnot. Engineer looks pretty strong. I don't know, the carbines seem good. The second one especially I really like. The first one seems to be too much of a laser beam. It's just very, very accurate at full auto for pretty good ranges, and it doesn't feel like it has recoil. The AK-12 I think is absurdly overpowered, especially when you put it into burst mode like I've been trying to tell you guys for a while now. When you put that into burst mode, it is like a 40 millisecond time to kill if you get a headshot. It's very, very brutal. I think the damage combined with the ease of use for that thing makes it's just so powerful. Very, very powerful. Now the SCAR, I think it's the SCAR. Is the SCAR the second assault weapon? I think I got the right name. The SCAR felt good to me. I mean, it did have higher damage, but the recoil was good. The fire rate matched its damage. It seemed really good. The limited clip or magazine, as I guess it's called. The SCAR felt good. The SCAR felt very good. I only did a little bit of sniping with the bolt actions. From what limited things I've done, they felt pretty good. I felt like they were improved from Battlefield 3, but again, complete grain of salt here. I have not used them very much at all. The semi-auto sniper, I really enjoyed that. That was really good. I think I only ever had like an ACOG type scope for it. I'd really like to see a red dot for it, but even with the iron sights, it was pretty strong. I could feel that it could use a little bit of buff, but I definitely liked using my M14 from Bad Company 2, and it felt similar, even though it didn't have that same sound that I love from the M14. It does seem to be a pretty powerful gun, seems reasonably useful in the game. LMGs I was not a fan of. That first one is horrible to me. I did not like it at all. My least enjoyable moments playing Battlefield 4's beta was when I was using the first light machine gun. Did not like that whatsoever.
The Type 88 felt more like a real machine gun, that what I'm used to, what I like to use whenever I want to pick up a light machine gun. But the overall, I mean, there's only two to judge it by. You got to be careful with those things. You can't make them too powerful, but that first one, I don't know. Maybe I used it wrong. Maybe my playstyle wasn't meant to be used with that or paired with that. I don't know, but that first one was rough. I did not like it whatsoever. Whenever the game releases, and I guess I should get it out of the way, I did pre-order the game. I liked it enough to put my money and faith into this game being good and enjoyable. Not all the D-Crew members are sold. You'll have to listen to the podcast to find out which ones and why and what they need to see happen to be sold. But I'm hopeful. I'm hoping to have a good time. It's been a long time since I had a shooter that I really loved and could just disappear into and enjoy for a long time. So those are my thoughts. Go listen to the podcast. Link is in the description. You'll get so much more detail about what I think and what the others think about Battlefield 4. Check out Stone's legendary score there. I had to put this up somewhere for just record-keeping sake. Hope you guys had a good beta experience. I really enjoyed it. I look forward to the game releasing in a couple weeks. Take care, guys.